You can start. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. All of us from the Tamil Heritage Trust wish you and your family a very happy new year filled with good health and happiness. Speaking of good health, we all are aware of the fact that Ayurveda, which is an ancient Indian science, lays equal stress upon maintenance of good health as on the treatment of diseases. But not all of us are aware of the fact that there exists a branch of Ayurveda called Vrikshayurveda, which lays equal stress upon the maintenance of good health of plants and the treatment of their diseases. In fact, there exists an enormous and elaborate corpus of literature under this field of Vrikshayurveda, which talks about an entirely wide range of practices which were to be followed for the maintenance of the health of plants. In the January 2025 edition of Tamil Heritage Trust's monthly talk series, titled Vrikshayurveda, A Legacy of Agriculture for Safe and Sustainable Food Production, we have Dr. Sunita T Pandey from the GB Pant University of Uttarakhand to give us an overview of this field of study. In fact, she'll be elaborating on the fact that many of these practices that were mentioned in the Vrikshayurveda are being followed by farmers even today, thus giving us an insight into the modern context and relevance of this subject even today. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. Before we move on to the main program, I'd like to give you a brief introduction about Tamil Heritage Trust, which is our organization, especially for the benefit of those who've joined us for the first time today. Tamil Heritage Trust or Tamil Paramparya Arakattalai is a voluntary organization started almost 14 years back by a group of like-minded people with the explicit objective of understanding, appreciating, disseminating and celebrating various aspects of Indian history and heritage, not just for the scholarly and the academically inclined, but the enthusiastic normal public as well. Towards this end, Tamil Heritage Trust undertakes several initiatives and conducts several programs throughout the year. Chief amongst our initiatives are talks and seminars. Amongst these also, the most popular program are our monthly Heritage Talk series, and we are, as I already mentioned, we are in the midst of the January 2025 edition. We are extremely happy to say that we have continued this program virtually uninterrupted for almost 14 years now, merely changing its format from in-person talks to online through Corona and post-Corona. And an offshoot benefit of this is that we have a pan-Indian and a smattering of global audience now. And these talks are largely in English, conducted on the first Saturday of every month. Another event that we conduct is called the Indology Festival, which is a most scholarly and academic event conducted in the month of June. Spread across 6 days, this is an online event where we have 2 talks per day and subject experts analyze a particular topic from different aspects. Another annual event of ours is called the Pechu Kacheri or the Oratory Concert. It's an in-person event conducted in the month of December to coincide and collaborate with the Margari Isai Kacheris of Chennai. We are extremely proud and happy to say that our Pechu Kacheri 2024, titled Tholliyal Kapiyam, Archaeological Expeditions in Tamil Nadu, was conducted just about 3 weeks ago and was a huge success, both in terms of the kind of speakers we had, the content that was disseminated, and the houseful audience that we had on both the days who stayed well after the vote of thanks was delivered. From the Tamil Heritage Trust, we also conduct several workshops and classroom sessions, for which anybody can join, register, and participate. Our one-day workshops include topics like how to see a museum, how to see a temple, etc. The classroom sessions are conducted on and off on a variety of topics like the Grantham script, ancient Indian astronomy, ancient Indian mathematics, etc. Alamar Avai is another initiative of ours where the target audience are the school teachers of Tamil Nadu. Over a series of weekend lectures, various aspects of Indian history and heritage are discussed, the idea being that the teachers take them back to the students, thus spreading awareness. Docent training is another program undertaken by THT, and we are extremely happy to say that the version 2 of this training was completed just last month, where we have more than 30 plus people graduating with distinction. This is a training to prepare docents to present historical sites and heritage monuments in a professional manner to the enthusiastic audience. Another initiative that we undertake is called the Site Seminar and conducted in the month of January every year. This is a largely in-house activity meant for our own self-education and self-enhancement. We zero in upon a particular site anywhere in India, and our volunteers study various aspects of this site in depth for several months. We have several in-house seminars, and then armed with all this knowledge, we visit these sites and experience it in its totality. After coming back, we also try to document our experiences. From the Tamil Heritage Trust, we have also instituted 2 awards. The first award is called THT Professor S. Swaminathan Heritage Award and is given to an individual for their exemplary contribution in the field of Indian history and heritage. And we normally try to identify them young, that is, when they are well within 50 years of age, so that this can be like an impetus for their ongoing journey. We are extremely happy to say that this award for 2024 was given to architect Madhu Voteri from Hyderabad. The second award that we give is called the V. Venkaya Epigraphy Award and is given for individual contribution in the field of Indian epigraphy. It is named after V. Venkaya, who was the first official Indian epigraphist, and is instituted by Miss Sunita Madhavan, his great-granddaughter. THT has been entrusted with the responsibility of administering this award. In 2024, this award was given to the senior epigraphist V. Vedachalam, who worked with the State Archaeology Department of Tamil Nadu. At Tamil Heritage Trust, we have a dedicated YouTube channel where you can find links to all our past programs, including today's program. Kindly subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to receive notifications of all our future events. These are our social media handles. This is our mailing ID. You can mail us here to be either part of our mailing list and receive notifications, or if you want to associate with us in any way, in any volunteering capacity. Last but not the least, as I already mentioned, we are a voluntary organization and we do not have any dedicated financial backing. So any kind of contributions are welcome. You may use this QR code or address to contribute, and any contributions we'll be thankful and grateful for any contributions. That in a nutshell was about Tamil Heritage Trust. Now moving on to the main program of today's talk. As I already mentioned, Vrikshayurveda is a branch of Ayurveda which deals with the health and maintenance of plants. It also understands and analyzes the basic composition and constitution of plants in terms of the Pancha Mahabhuta Siddhanta and Tridosha Vichara. In fact, under this, separate treatments are suggested for diseases due to endogenous reasons. That is, these include loss of equilibrium of the doshas, leading to the diseases of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha types, and diseases due to exogenous reasons that include afflictions due to worms, insects, parasites, fire, hail, storm, cold, wind, dried branches, broken branches, burns, etc. In her talk today, Dr. Sunita will be dwelling on the fact that even today, there exists a very rich and varied culture of practices found amongst our farmers for protecting plant health. These include use of botanical materials, seed treatment, agronomical practices, cultural practices, crop rotation, mixed cropping, intercropping, etc. The theoretical foundations of Ayurveda provide an adequate framework to understand and assess these practices in the present context, as we will come to learn through the course of today's talk. Dr. Sunita Pandey is a PhD in agronomy and has been a professor in the Department of Agronomy for almost 32 years and is currently part of the GB Pant Agricultural University at Uttarakhand. She has been honored as a faculty excellence in 2021, 2022, and 2023. Dr. Pandey's passion is to rejuvenate, innovate, validate and popularize the eco-friendly, sustainable, time-tested and time-honored ancient and medieval Vrikshayurveda-based agricultural practices. She helped establish the YL Nene Training and Research Center at GB Pant University, Pantnagar, with the support of the IKS or the Indian Knowledge System Division of Ministry of Education, Government of India. She is also the coordinator of Vrikshayurveda based natural farming research in the Pantnagar University. Spearheading several research projects at the research center, she regularly contributes articles and research papers to various academic and scientific journals. She is a regular speaker at various IKS seminars and conferences. She is the senior editor of Vrikshayurveda newsletter published by AAHF. She is trained at Manage Hyderabad to impart trainings on natural farming. On that note, I invite Dr. Sunita to deliver her lecture today. Over to you, ma'am.
Namaskar to all. It's my indeed real pleasure that I have been invited by Tamil Heritage Trust to deliver a lecture on the subject of Ayurveda.
Ma'am, can you be a little louder?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. So, in Vrikshayurveda, in fact, if we see the national agenda right now of the country, not only the country, if I can say the United Nations or I can say the global agenda to have safe food, to have nutrition sensitive food. So today it's a real challenge to have the safe food because we can test our plate. So if we test it and then I think we are afraid of eating because there is so much residual contents of insecticide, pesticides are being reported, and the concept of one health concept is popping up like anything. So in one health concept, the Braksh Ayurveda plays very important role because it considers the Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Tridosha and a whole Ayurvedic foundation. As you all know that it is based on this Tridosha and Panchamahabhuta. And all the agricultural practices, they are, they are based on this Ayurvedic Siddhanta that is called the Vraksha Ayurveda. It's application of Ayurveda in agriculture. And in that, we use various kinds of medicinal and aromatic plants, various kinds of botanicals to treat everything. Means to treat the soil, to treat the seed, to treat our plant for from various type of ailments, diseases, and insects. Vriksha Ayurveda or natural farming, when we say, there are various kinds of natural farming we can see right now. So the Vriksha Ayurveda gives a huge umbrella to all kinds of natural farming, organic farming, whatever we are doing, non-chemical. This Vriksha Ayurveda gives a big umbrella.
Shall I share
Uh,
this slides, ma'am?
yeah, you
Yeah,
can. You
yeah,
can.
just 1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah. So this Vriksha Ayurveda nowadays it is really a very important and popping up subject because you see the father of natural farming. When we see the father of natural farming, we know globally he is one of the Japanese philosopher Masanova Fukuoka, and he said the principle of natural farming is do nothing, but contrary, our sages, they all were living in, you see, in forest and dense forest sometimes, and they developed the Vriksha Ayurveda, but they never said that do nothing. They have all an understanding of forest, but they never said that do nothing. They said do everything, and they included in Vriksha Ayurveda. They said that you need to do the seed treatment. Whenever you do agriculture, you need to do the seed treatment, you need to do the soil treatment, you need to do all kinds of this efforts which make the plant healthy, soil healthy, plant protection. They advise several types of botanicals to apply for the plant protection. Then there was ancient biotechnology was there. I mean, all kinds of science, and that is why I just go to the previous one.
Okay.
Just go to the previous one,
This one?
and that's why I say that Vrikshayurveda is a highly scientific knowledge and wisdom, a holistic approach for sustainable and safe food production. You know, so all kinds of science, all kinds of technologies were there. I will be explaining in the forthcoming slides. Yeah, next please. So Vrikshayurveda is not a single book. The chapter of Vrikshayurveda has been written in various documents written by our sages. You can see the different documents. Kautilika Arthasastra, Varamira wrote the Vrihad Samhita. Then Vrikshayurveda, yes, it is written by Surpala. It's a good, wonderful compilation. Then Lokopakara is another document written by Chamundarai. Then Abhilashitarthi Chitamani by Someshwar Dev. Then Upavan Vinoda by Sarangadhar. Then Vishnu Vallabh, another document written by Chakrapani Mishra. Then the last the last time we saw the Vrikshayurveda in practice and in our what do you call in Pandulipis, the last was Shiv Tatu Ratnakar, and it is during 1725 AD. After that, the Vriksha Ayurveda we don't find in our practice or in our curriculum, and it was disappeared. Vriksha Ayurveda. And later, nowadays, now we are talking of natural farming or organic farming, so many things, but they are not complete. Their dimensions are not complete. But when we see the Vrikshayurveda, it is full dimensional, full dimensional. Next, please. So, we must know our sages and saints or visionary who were the multidisciplinary or encyclopedia, I can say, of Vrikshayurveda based natural farming. And we must know about them. At least we must know their names. When we say the Vrikshayurveda, most of the people they say, "Oh, what is this?" So they must know about, particularly in the context of present context when we are facing so many problems. Next, please. So you can see the Rishi Parashar. The first agriculture textbook was written by Rishi Parashar, and the name of book is Krishi Parashar, which includes, I mean, wonderful text for undergraduate students if we see in present context. Even he correlated the agricultural operation by planetary movements. Planetary movements and agricultural operations were correlated, and he developed what do you call this rainfall prediction models during 400 BC. Then another is Kautilya. He also wrote about the Vrikshayurveda. Then Varamira. Next, please. We have already covered the names in the previous slide. Rishi Kashyap, Surupala, Sarangadhar, Chakrapari Mishra. So we must know their contribution and we must look into, we need to look back the practices they have advised. What are the recipes? Yes, in modern time, we need to test all those components, how they act, mode of action, all those things we need to do. Next, please. So you can see these are the literature, the Asian Agri History Foundation. I work as executive secretary in Asian Agri History Foundation, which has been adopted by GB Pant University, and earlier it was in Secunderabad, and the founder was Dr. Y.L. Nene. So, because of his path-breaking efforts, he could get the translation of all these documents. Now we have in Hindi, in English, and in Marathi also. So Vrikshayurveda, Kashyapya Kisi Sukti, Lokopakara, Vishwavallabh, Krishi Gita, Upvan Vinoda, Mrag Pakshi Bihara. So these all are the documents which need to be included in our curriculum right now. And when we see the latest education policy, in that we have already included, and now our students will go into, and then they study, and then I think the wonders will happen. Next, please. These are the technologies. You see how technical the Vriksha Ayurveda is. We have all kinds of technology in Vriksha Ayurveda, like Bhumi Nirupanam, that is the identification and classification of soil and soil conservation techniques. The second technology we can see the Bijopati Vidhi, means various sowing techniques. Padapa Viveksha is another technology where we learn the method of propagation. Then Poshana Vidhanam. Poshana Vidhanam is the planting techniques. Nishechana Vidhi means rules of for watering. Poshana Vidhi, nutritional care and management. Then another is Drumuraksha, that is the plant protection, where we use different kinds of botanicals, their combinations, and we can treat various kinds of diseases. It may be of fungal origin, it may be of bacterial origin, maybe nematodes origin. So many kinds of diseases we can treat. Next, please. Taruchikitsa, that is arboreal medicine, biological control and treatment. Then another technology, Nivasanna Tharusubha Ashubha Lakshanam, means how we can select the plants for the homestead based on their Shubha or Ashubha, means positive and negative energy. So how advanced we were. I mean, at this level, how the plants are affected by positive and how they give the positive energy or negative energy, it is, I mean, included in Raksha Ayurveda. Then Taru Mahima, glory of trees. Nowadays we are doing glory of trees now, but at that time they have, in fact, they can foresee that we should glorify our trees and we need to have much awareness about the trees. Then Upavana Prakriya means landscaping and gardening. So that technology was also very much developed. Then Chittikaranam. This is, I mean, this is my favorite. Chittikaranam means ancient biotechnological intervention, because right now we sometimes we say that uh, this uh, ge- this uh, this genetic food, the genetically modified foods, hybrids, are they important? But you see, they did the ancient biotechnology, and they did all kinds of mutagenesis through which we can get the different colors of cotton. Means there is recipe, the list of mutagens are there, and by using those mutagens through mutagenesis, we can produce the different colors of cotton, different fragrance of the flower. We can change the color, we can change the fragrance, we can, I mean, we can do wonders through mutagenesis. So that kind of advancement we had. Then the another technology that is called the Dakar Galam, means the study of plants, geographical features described as indicators of availability or presence of the groundwater. Where is the groundwater? How much is the level that we can know through the Dakar Galam? So means, I mean to say that how advanced our agriculture was. So we need, and right now we have tremendous complicated problems through agriculture, when we see the soil health, when we see our polluted resources, when we see our food, quality of food. So we need to look back to our Vrikshayurveda, and in this context, the topic is of very, very high importance. Next, please. And when we study the Vrikshayurveda, then we can see that these kinds of data we can take out from the Vrikshayurveda. That is the disease and treatments. We can take out the data, and then we can validate. In fact, we need to validate. And this nourishment and growth, there are recipes. So we need to test all those recipes. Number of recipes are there for plant protection. If you see the plant protection part, I mean, I'm really amazed to see the recipes at that time our sages gave for plant protection. So we need to test all those recipes. We need to validate. We need to popularize. Extension is great. Extension is required, and then another thing which is required is to modify as per the present perspective, to introduce the tools and technologies, to reduce the drudgery, because all those practices requires a lot of drudgery sometimes I see. So science is required to reduce the drudgery, but the principle, the recipe, they definitely they are very good, they are eco-friendly, and in the harmony of the nature. So all kinds of recipes we need to validate. Then we can take out the data of storage and preservation. Seed preservation, how to preserve seed, how to get good yield. Then soil types and preparation, sowing and farm operation. These all are the topics on which we can take out the data. In fact, the TKDL, there is a branch of CSIR. There is a division, in fact, that is called TKDL, that is digitization of traditional knowledge. So I took the slide from the TKDL division, and they are categorizing all kinds of data and digitizing it, because there now the time is of patenting. Sometimes we see that our own knowledge, it can be patented, and then we spend, I mean, to revoke lot of expenditure is required. So TKDL is doing the wonderful job of categorizing, of compiling, of digitizing all kinds of data from our ancient wisdom. So water resources and management, rainfall, seasons and land, glorification of trees, prayers. The role of prayers is also there, means metaphysical energy. There is huge role of metaphysical energy in agriculture also. Then planting trees near the house, as I told earlier. Horticultural wonders, that is Chitrikarana, or ancient biotechnologies. So all this astronomy, there's a huge role of astronomy in agriculture, forecasting of weather. There is a Krishi Panchang, in fact. And being an agronomist, I must say that agronomists should explore the Krishi Panchang, the date of sowing, when we sow, how to sow, when to sow, that all based on that knowledge. Astronomy and astrology is, I mean, a part and partial of agriculture. That is non-monetary input, eco-friendly, harmony with nature, and then these crops and varieties. So these all kinds of data we can harness from the Vrikshayurveda, and then there is immense need to validate in the present context, and then it need to be popularized. Next, please. Now, I am talking of this productivity level, because sometimes I talk of natural farming or Prakshayurveda, and people used to say that how it is possible, how can we feed such a burgeoning population through these kinds of technology? So for them, the data is the rich heritage of Jaivik agriculture in the Golden Bharat. And our you see, our principle of our Bharatiya Sanskriti is Annam Bahu Kurvet, means abundance. You need to produce, one need to produce in abundance and sharing. This is our culture. And when we see the data of the productivity of different places, I have also given the source. Anybody can see the source. It is a published data, the reason and the time, and the productivity level. In Tanjavaram, between 900 to 1200 AD, the productivity levels of the rice, you can see it is amazing. 12 to 18 tons per hectare, means 120 to 180 tons of per hectare. And in Ramanathapuram, though it is a little bit drier area, in 1325 AD, the productivity levels were described as 20 tons per hectare. Then Chengalpattu region in 1789 tons per hectare. You see 90 quintals. Then Allahabad 7.5 means 75 quintals. In Coimbatore 13 tons means 130 quintals per hectare. So these kinds of productivity levels, and right now, if you see the national productivity of the rice, it is 25 quintal per hectare we are struggling for. So this, I mean, that time, we not simply talking of production, but the productivity levels. Biodiversity, if you see the rice, we had, I mean, tremendous biodiversity, we have lost. So right now, it is our immense duty to collect all those biodiversity and use the recipe of Vrikshayurveda. I am talking of some of the recipes in forthcoming slides because the topic is huge. I have just tangentially touched the topic for an hour, so it was a bit difficult for me. But yes, I think the audience will get a motivating message for this Vrikshayurveda. Next, please. Now, coming to the legacy which of agriculture input and agriculture practices for safe and sustainable food production. You see, this is the challenge of today's challenge to have the safe food. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah. So, one and the very important recipe, everybody should know it, and it is, I mean, when I study Ayurveda, I see that the technology is so simple but so beneficial. For one, it is highly suitable for the one health concept because it enriches the soil. And when the soil is enriched, when the soil is powerful, then definitely the plants growing on that soil are powerful with huge immunity levels. The vegetation has huge immunity level. Then the animal will be definitely, if the soil is rich, sorry, then animal being will be rich, human being will be rich. So this is the one health concept, and based on that, this Kunapajala, this is the first liquid fermented organic biofertilizer given to the world by India. It is a gift to the world by Bharat, in fact. And you will see the journey of Kunapajala. Because Kunapajala, it was first developed by Vaidya Surupala. As you know that how this Vaidya is telling a good biofertilizer or biostimulant or growth stimulant for the plant, because the basis is Ayurveda. He applied Ayurveda on trees and developed the recipe accordingly. So he developed the Kunapajala, and the verses is 101 to 105 during 1000 AD. Then the same Kunapajala with little bit modification. It was, I mean, legacy, this Lokopakara written by Chamundraya in 1025 AD. Means continuously there was use of Kunapajala, and this Kunapajala was made by the uh, this animal parts. Most of the recipe if components were animal parts. After the death of animals, they used to use the remaining part of the animals, and there is a full recipe of Kunapajala. Then slowly it goes to the, we can see in the Upan Vinoda verses 171 to 74, written by Sarangadhara. Then continuously it is being used by the population to have good productivity level, and that is why we were the golden bird, because using this kind of fermented product and making our soil healthy and human being healthy, one health concept was there, and the productivity levels were high. So it was, I mean, there was no substitute. Continuously, we were using the Kunapajala, and we can see its journey. Then in Vishwavallabh, this Chakrapani Mishra in 1577 AD, there is context of this Kunapajala. And the last, we see the mention of Kunapajala in 1725 in Shiv Tattva Ratnakar. And after that, we are not able to trace it in the in either in the use by the farmer or in the curriculum or text. Then we developed other, I mean, other what do you say? This organic biofertilizer or other things for nutrition. Other things. Next, please. This Kunapajala was converted into herbal Kunapajala by some of our very interesting stories there. It was a mathematician, Mr. Iyengar. He was a mathematician who converted first this Kunapajala into herbal Kunapajala in 2004. And he studied the Surpala's Vrikshayurveda, Valmiki, Srinivasan Iyengar. And then what happened? Then most of the farmers, they were of his area were vegetarian, and they thought that how we can make this animal parts, how we can use this animal parts. And then this was converted, and later on Dr. Nani also worked on this herbal Kunapajala, and he also developed it differently. So, and I will tell you that we can develop a number of herbal Kunapajala uh, uh, depending on the agroclimatic zone wise, because here we use vegetation, locally available vegetation. And this herbal Kunapajala is continuously, it can be continuously refined, and it can be there can be n number of herbal Kunapajala. And this Asian Agri History Foundation, this foundation worked a lot on herbal Kunapajala. And later on, then after the death of Dr. Y.L. Nene, our university, GB Pant University, adopted this foundation, and the headquarters is now in Pantnagar, GB Pant University. And we are working on this herbal Kunapajala, and we are really getting good results in various kinds of crops. I will be sharing some of the results of herbal Kunapajala. But there is not only herbal Kunapajala, there is so much to do in Vrikshayurveda, and definitely slowly we will do, and then we will harness the advantage of actual advantage of Vrikshayurveda. Next, please. Now, I will discuss in the 2 or 3 slides the components, the plant species or animal parts which are very important. We can use in Vriksha Ayurveda, like because whatever uh, materials the Vaidya were used to treat the human being, because the principle of Pancha Mahabhuta, the body of, it may be of animal body, it may be of plant body, it may be of insect body, it may be of any body, physical body, it is made up of Pancha Mahabhuta. So their philosophy was the body made up of Pancha Mahabhuta, any body, it can be treated by with the principle of Vrikshayurveda, also principle of Ayurveda. So the recipes were developed accordingly, and the components were same, like haldi, kurkuma longa, various species of haldi, curcuma domestica, curcuma longa. So, in recipes to treat the plant and soil, our sages, they use the materials, plant-based material as well as the animal-based material. So, plant-based material like curcuma, then Ambelia ribes. So, this is vidang. Why vidang? This is a wonderful medicinal plant which they used to treat. Then Amblyca officinalis, amla. Then Farula asphodida. This is the hing. Hing is, I mean, it is being used in this herbal Kunapajala also. And in right side, I have written the properties, because because of these properties, they are important to for the plant protection and sometimes nutrition and other recipes. Then the Ficus bengalensis. Then Ficus glomerata, then glabra, Camellia arborea. So all these plant species, they were used one or the other way for soil health, for plant health, and for preservation the things, to preserve the things. So these were the plant material. Next, please. The other plant material are Maduka indica, Oryzilum indicum, Hyper nigrum. These all are the plant species. These all are medicinal plants, in fact. Solanum indicum. So these all are the plant species which are being used in Vrikshayurveda. That is why I am saying that there is lot to do. There is lot to do. Next, please. There are some animal, products and other materials which can be used in Vrikshayurveda, which need to be used. In fact, the recipes have all these material like animal fat, and their properties are also written there. I have mentioned the properties also. Then ash, brick powder, buffalo horn, cow dung, cow horn, crab shells, fish meal, flesh, ghee, hemp fiber, hog fat. So these are the materials, animal-based material which we use with Vrikshayurveda. Next, please. Honey. It is, if you turn the pages of Vrikshayurveda, we find a lot of use of honey and milk in the plant health. You see, the spraying of different concentration of milk, and my students are also working on these all recipes, how to treat the seed. Some of the students are working on this seed priming, when we do the seed priming through milk, when we do the seed priming with this cow dung and cow urine, Vaivadanga. So different kind of seed priming they are doing, and we are getting very good results. Then horsehair, liquid manure or kunappa. Then lotus mud, marrow, milk, proline present in some of the above material. Proline is a compound which gives the systemic resistance to the plants. So this is, how rich our legacy is in form of Rakshayurveda we have, and we depend. Sometimes we understand that natural farming means use of dung and milk, this cow urine and dung. It is not like that. Uh, there are so much scope and so much recipes are there. In fact, we can use the fumigation. In Vrikshayurveda, it has been written that you can create the number of types of fumes. We can use different kinds of different kinds of components to create different types of fumes to control the diseases in orchards, to preserve our seed material from disease and insects. So this is a kind of, I can say, the pico technology, not nano, but pico technology. So we need to look into all these recipes. Then we say that yes, because they all are nature friendly, eco friendly, in harmony with nature, low cost, sustainable. And we can get the poisonless food, which is a challenge for us. Next, please. So now directly, because I can see the time allotted to me, within that time I want to finish. So validation trial, what we are doing in our university, our students are doing, and there is a very good team in our university associated with the Vrikshayurveda based natural farming, and we have a center also. I will be discussing in the later slides. So validation trials on herbal Kunapajala, research conducted at GBPUAT Pantnagar, Uttarakhand. Next, please. So you can see some of the scientists, because we have around 25 to 30 scientists in the team of Rakshayurveda. This is a pic of, you see, it is a agricultural, the College of Agriculture main ground, and where we have established the statue of Rishi Parashar. In fact, this statue is donated by me to the college with the expectation that the youngsters must come, must know, because it is in a main ground of agricultural college. So everybody looks upon whose statue is this, and what Rishi Parashar did. So they learn like that. So this is the Rishi Parashar's statue, and this is some of the members of my scientific team. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah, these my students, they are working and they are making the herbal Kunapajala. Next, please. So I'll be discussing. Yeah, they are just doing experimentation for measuring the microbial count in the soil, how the soil get enriched by application of herbal Kunapajala, and other works they are doing. Next, please. So various Kunapajala. As I said that we can have a number of Kunapajala depending on the agroclimatic zone, or even village wise we can, because it all depends on the how what kind of raw material we get from the adjacent sites. So various Kunapajala based formulation, they are very effective against all the pathogen inhibiting the fungal growth. We tested and we got good result that there is a inhibition in the fungal growth. And various Kunapajala based formulation are found effective for seed invigoration, have the potential to increase the plant vigor, fresh root and shoot weight. Then Kunapajala have the potential to induce the host defense activity. This is something very, very important. Induce host defense activity means the immunity is increasing, which may lead to resistance development against the pathogen. Then consortia of microbial population was observed in different Kunapajala formulation, and which may responsible for enhancing the host defense induction and growth parameters. Next, please. This is, I mean, some of the work my students have done on different aspects and different crops. So you can see we have done a work on chickpea, then we have done work on brassica, that is mustard crop. Then we have done some work for lychee crop, that is horticultural crop. uh, because in my team we have, I mean, all fraternity, including the pathologist, entomologist, horticulturist, soil scientist, biological scientist. So we have a very good team, and we do across the discipline, we work across the disciplines. Then effect of Vrikshayurveda based Kunapajala on growth and flower yield. You see, there is a crop Meticaria chamomilla, and this is a wonderful medicinal crop through which we derive a blue oil which is being used in pharmaceutical industry. So we got fantastic result of Meticaria chamomilla when we apply this herbal Kunapajala. Then a response of herbal Kunapajala and organic fermented fertilizer on vegetative flowering and corn attributes gladiolus crop. It is a highly commercial flower, and when we use this herbal Kunapajala on gladiolus crop, that also gave good results. Then again, this Triticum aestivum, it's a wheat crop. So in wheat crop, we saw good results when we primed the seed with herbal Kunapajala, followed by the foliar spray. Then eco-friendly management of black scarf of potato. This, I mean, this paper was published in a very good high NAS rating journal. This black scarf of potato, which is a very, I mean, troublesome disease of potato. This was cured by herbal Kunapajala. This is caused by Rhizoctonia solani. Then antifungal properties of Vrikshayurveda based herbal Kunapajala against seed-borne disease fungi. So these are some of the studies, and around 25 masters and PhD theses have already been submitted in our universities, and number of the students, they are working on Vrikshayurveda preparations. Next, please. So these are, I mean, I just summarize the results of various studies in case of, suppose this is we worked on the seed priming with 10% integrated herbal Kunapajala. That was different kinds of herbal Kunapajala we used. So 50% needle based herbal Kunapajala plus 50% the Kunapajala made by the local weeds, because in Kunapajala we use local weeds in preparing the Kunapajala. All kinds of weeds, because those, we say that they are weeds, but in fact, it's my experience, they contain number of weedicides. The weeds contain number of weedicide in form of alkaloids and this various kinds of secondary metabolites. So, but we have ignorant. We are ignorant. So we need to test all those weeds, and we are using those weeds, and they good results. And this priming of the seed of 50% needle based and 50% local weed based herbal Kunapajala was found superior. है ना? Then other field studies were conducted and we got good result. And similarly, in case of mustard crop also, we got yield, very good yield and benefit cost ratio we also calculated, because this is a low cost technique. So we got the benefit cost ratio better in case of when we used herbal Kunapajala. Next, please. Yeah, what I was talking of, this black scurf disease of potato. So this is the field of potato where we used the herbal Kunapajala, and we got a very good result in 50% needle based and plus 50% seasonal weed based herbal Kunapajala. So they completely inhibited the Rhizoctonia solani mycelium growth at 10% concentration. So we tried in different concentration, different doses, different combination. So these kind of studies are required if we really want to do the Vrikshayurveda, and the good technologies we, if we wish to develop, which are, eco-friendly. Next, please. This is the experiment when we did a priming of wheat seed by herbal Kunapajala in different concentration and different, you can see. So we good, very good vigor of the seed means the crop establishment was enhanced. So once your crop is established nicely, so it has good immune system. So definitely it will be able to fight against the various kind of diseases. Next, please. This is something very, very interesting experiment my student conducted, and the expert was, one of my colleague, from horticulture department. So in case of rose-scented lychee, which is a highly commercial crop, when we prepare the planting material, what happened? The 50% planting material survived at last. We got only 50% seedlings. We get healthy, but when we use the chemical, but when we use the herbal Kunapajala, then the survival percentage of the seedling were 98 to 100%. So it was really amazing. And now students are working, all other students are also working to refine, further refinement of this study in different varieties, in different places, different kinds of herbal Kunapajala. Next, please. This is, I was talking of Meticaria chamomilla. So in Meticaria chamomilla, this is a crop, and it was grown with the help of herbal Kunapajala, and the blue oil percentage, the content of the secondary metabolites, in fact. Blue oil is a secondary metabolites out of the flower of this crop. So the yield of blue oil was enhanced, the quality of blue oil was enhanced. So this is, very good results we are getting. Next, please. This is the crop, highly commercial crop, gladulus crop. So in this, we saw the response of herbal Kunapajala and organic fermented fertilizer on vegetative, flowering, and corm attributes of gladulus variety Jessica under the Tarai region of Uttarakhand. Here, the quality was also increased. The most interesting thing was the corm, seed material. The yield of that corm was enhanced, and the seed material is very costly. So we got the good flower quality, and also the good quality and quantity of the seed material. So these are the, multiple benefit. This is, we tried different concentration, different doses, and good results were obtained. Next, please. So we can see that now the researchers, because right now from Asian Agri-History Foundation, which is headquartered at Pantnagar now, we are sending the literature on demand to so many countries, not only within the countries the sale is enhanced multifold, and the foreigners, they are also putting their demands for this Vrikshayurveda booklets, and researches has been started. Some of the researches, like I have already spelled out, that the use of milk is enormous. When we turn the pages of Vrikshayurveda by Surupala, we see that the use of milk is there. In every sutra, the use of milk is there. So there is a research conducted at Germany, that is control of common bunt, a seed-borne and soil-borne fungal disease of wheat caused by the Tilatia species. So this is what they did. In place of milk, they treated the seed with skim milk powder, wheat flour, and powdered seaweed, and using either water or cattle manure compost extract as binder. And they get only 0.2 to 1.3% infection, otherwise untreated, in comparison to check, where they got 31.1% ear infection at maturity. So action is the treatment resulted antagonistic effect on the soil and seedborne microorganisms, especially by increasing the aerobic spore forming bacteria. Next, please. So what we can see, the comment is that the uses of milk for the seed dressing was recommended by Surpala 1000 AD. This is I have given the reference also. So here they are using, in place of milk, they are using milk powder. They have modified. And similarly, the uses of mustard. In Vrikshayurveda, we use the mustard. Most of the places, the recommendation is use of mustard dating back 200 BC, and subsequently, and recommended by Vrikshayurveda by Surpala and Lokopakara and Chamundraya, means continuously, and recommended for soil drenching and fumigation. So mustard is also very, very important for the fungal disease control. So I mean to say that we need to do a lot of research, R&D, in the present context, for substituting the chemicals for disease and insects particularly, because that is the part, instead this plant protection, which gives lots of residues in our food, particularly in vegetables and fruits, where we take these vegetables, some of the vegetables and fruits raw, and that is very, very dangerous for our health. Next, please. So there are number of researches. This is another researches. They have been started in foreign countries also, but the base is, sometimes we see the basis is of Vrikshayurveda. Next, please. Yeah, this is a plant, chlorhydrendrum. It has very good property of antifungal control. This plant gives, and this possesses medicinal properties also. And there is a concoction called Panchamula. In Vrikshayurveda, we see the use of chlorhydrendrum when we make the Panchamula extract to control the various kind of diseases. So particularly the induction of systemic resistance in the plants against the virus. So there is a protein in Clerodendron species, basic protein, which is useful for controlling this. Which is useful for inducting the systemic resistance in plants against the viruses. So, very, very important aspect of Vrikshayurveda. Next, please. So, on the basis of experience for some years, we have conducted some of the demonstration to show that how the Vrikshayurveda is important, and what are the recipes. One is this herbal Kunapajala, and another is which is very, very popular nowadays, this Jiva Amrit, Jiva Amrit, and then Nimastra, made up of neem. So Brahmastra. There are so many recipes nowadays which are very, very popular, but they all have roots in Vrikshayurveda. So these are some of the demonstration trials. You can see the crops with very good performance and taken through the Vrikshayurveda technologies. Next, please. Yeah, this is another demonstration on Tulasi and this rice, wonderful crops of rice and Tulasi with the help of this liquid fermented herbal Kunapajala. Next, please. This is, you can see, I have experience of growing rice crop. I mean, at least for 4 5 years, I have grown continuously with the help of herbal Kunapajala. Very good crop, neat and clean crop. Next, please. Next, please. You can see the crop, the performance of crop by using, and no chemicals are being used in this crop, only herbal Kunapajala. Next, please. Yeah, you can see this is next year crop 2020. Next, please. Yeah, this is also paddy crop. Next. Yeah, next. These all are pics of my field, this Tulasi field. Next. Yeah, this is our Vrikshayurveda research and training farm, where we have a variety of crops. We used to grow variety of crops in various seasons, because when we talk of natural farming or Vrikshayurveda, diversity is the major, I mean, principle. We need not to go for monoculture or monocropping. We need to have the diversified cropping pattern, crop rotation, which gives, I mean, a wonderful this symbiosis, or wonderful, they are supplementary to complementary to each other, and they less diseases, less insect problem when we take diversified model. So this is one of the model I raised in our university, based on, totally based on Vrikshayurveda. Next, please. You can see some of the pics of that. This is the moong crop I raised. Yeah, but there were some insect. You see, there were some insect problem in this crop. Now, the challenge with a scientist is there. If we look into the Vrikshayurveda, there is huge list of plants having bactericidal value, nematicidal value, fungicidal values. So we need to make the combinations of those plants. We need to have different kinds of liquid, this herbicide or fungicide, or from the uh, ch- from the plants choosing from the Vrikshayurveda. So there the R&D is required, so that we can have 100% clean field. So there was good control, but still there was some problem where the R&D is required to enhance the Vrikshayurveda. Next, please. This is a wonderful Tulasi crop in our farm, and various dignitaries of our university, director research is standing over there, and other professors, they are just monitoring the crop. Next, please. Yeah, you can see now the Tulasi crop. Next. This is rice crop. We grew, I mean, basmati rice. Both is sundar crop. Very nice crop of basmati. It came up with the use of herbal Kunapajala and this Jivamrita. Then by using Nimastra, Brahmastra, we could get very high productivity levels also and good crop. Next, please. Yes, you can see the same farm is the pics of the same farm. Next, please. Yeah, myself looking some problem of insect pest and how to control we are discussing, but there were very, I mean, less problem, but problem we wish to have a very clean 100% clean crop, and for that we need to conduct R&D. Next, please. Next, you can see that lady finger. You can see the brinjal crop, lady finger. Then this mung and urd crop. Then paddy crop. Then we grew this marigold there. So all crops resulted very good yield. Yeah. Next, next. Yeah. Now, on the basis of my experience, then I took that use of herbal Kunapajala to various villages and blocks. There is a district known as Almora district of Uttarakhand, and there were 11 blocks, and we saturated all the blocks by this creating the awareness and training and demonstration campaigns on the nettle based herbal Kunapajala, because nettle is a troublesome weed of the Uttarakhand, most troublesome weed. But we used it, and we made it success and very good performance in the fields of different farmers of different blocks we could get. So this is a dissemination of use of herbal Kunapajala or Vrikshayurveda based natural farming. So yeah, next please. So this is, I mean, some of the literature we are developing in AAHF to distribute among the farmers, this herbal Kunapajala and other prescriptions. जैविक खेती हेतु वृक्षायुर्वेद उपयोगी नुस्खे. Nuskhe means prescriptions. So various prescriptions have been given for various kinds of diseases and insects. Next, please. Yeah, this is, I mean, Kunapajala. This is the farmer's feedback. When they use the Kunapajala, particularly in some of the crops like kiwi, it's a very highly commercial crop. So kiwi, the yield was increased 10 times. So we were amazed to see the result when he sprayed the herbal Kunapajala every 15 days. Every 15 days, he got wonderful results on productivity. So these are the farmers' feedback. Next, please. Yeah, this is brinjal. Then this is capsicum. Very good yield farmers are getting due to the application of herbal Kunapajala and other recipe of Vrikshayurveda in different districts of Uttarakhand. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah, these are some of our publications, you see, because we did work and then our students, they carried out the work and then we published it. So these are some of the publications, recent publications of Herbal Kunapajala and articles. And this is a wonderful, I mean, article in CSIR, published by CSIR. This Kunapajala, first Vrikshayurveda based fermented liquid biomanure of the world, a prestigious, a precious gift by the India to the farming community. So these are, I mean, and some other research papers in journals, different journals. Next, please. So these are the all publications in the scientific journals. Next, please. These are the publications not of our university, but now the work has been started, and other universities in other places they are also publishing the work. So these are the work of some other places. Next, please. Next, this is the other places work they have published. Next, please. Next, please. Next, yeah. Now I would like to highlight this that the use of Vrikshayurveda based natural farming, it is getting huge success in Kerala. I have visited the Kannur district of Kerala and I really impressed, very much impressed. And then I started in Uttarakhand. So they have the Vrikshayurveda Patshalas at Panchayat level, and they are really doing wonders. And our Asian Agri History Foundation has a Kerala chapter. Kerala chapter we have, and through that chapter, the things are being disseminated, and very good results are getting. The Vedic rice, because rice result in rice are tremendous. As I also showed the good rice crop to you in Kerala, also I saw the wonderful rice crop and the Vedic rice. There is a brand Vedic rice they are selling. Yeah. Next, please. So in continuation of the series of success, the one wonderful success is in the tea crop, because this is also a highly commercial crop, and they have a huge problem in the tea crop, problem of dieback. And by using the Kunapajala, various kind of Kunapajala, the problem was recovered. And by using Vrikshayurveda based technologies, this chunks of the land has been in Kerala and also in Northeast. The all chemicals were replaced and the organic tea were is being grown by the companies, and a huge profit they are earning by growing the organic tea. So it is really a very wonderful work of using Vrikshayurveda. Next, please. You can see it. We have a publication of organic tea from Asian Agri-History Foundation, and we compiled all the work which has been done in case of tea, controlling all kind of insects and pests and diseases by using the various kinds of Rakshayurveda. In fact, I think in this book, around 20, more than 20 types of herbal Kunapajala, we gave the different name Sasyagavya, and then with different names to different kinds of herbal Kunapajala, and they were used to produce the spotless tea crop, totally, I mean, eco-friendly and nature-friendly, and this organic tea, to produce organic tea. Please. You can see the flower in case of this jasmine flower. Huge results, very good results. The women farmers, they are using the herbal Kunapajala and getting high productivity. What happens, the as soon as they use the herbal Kunapajala in jasmine plant, they get more and more branches, fruit, this flower bearing branches. And then means sometimes they used to say that most of the time we are busy in plucking and making garlands, and sometimes they become that what to do. We are having so much productivity levels that we don't have time for other activity. We are busy in this only. I said, what happened? And they said that the productivity of flower is increased, and the size of flower was increased, and their sales were increased. So this kind of, I mean, effective is our recipes of Raksha Ayurveda. Next, please. So you can see this, yeah. This is the training going on in Kerala. These all are the picture of Kerala, Kannur district particularly. Yeah, some other districts also, but major, I saw the major work in Kannur district. Next, please. Yeah, this is, you see, the Pathshala is being organized and they are learning how to make the recipes. The farmers are learning. Next, please. So, in last, I conclude that our target is, let us recognize the Vrikshayurveda based natural farming knowledge and integrate it with modern technologies. This is very something very important because we need to reduce the drudgery part. So, tools and technology need to be introduced, which has more to offer to popularize ecological farming without losing the system productivity and without depleting the resources. Next, please. So need to include Vrikshayurveda as an integral part of Indian agriculture education system. Status of the present agriculture education system in the country. Our present agriculture education system is entirely based on the Western system. The only change that we have incorporated in the undergraduate agriculture curriculum in last 70 years is that ICR introduced one credit hour course in agriculture heritage. But now this slide is a bit old, but now the picture has changed because the government of India through ICAR, it has opened three central agricultural universities, and in all three central agricultural university, BSc natural farming has been introduced and implemented. And the Vrikshayurveda Veda has been introduced in all those curriculum, this BSc natural farming honors. So now the students are doing, they are studying. So the picture is different now. So because AHF has done a lot of efforts, and I will say that Avrakshar Veda is moving from land to lab. You see, there are number of social group, social activists. They are following the Vriksha Ayurveda, and the results are coming. And then now the scientific fraternity, they are doing science also. So this the journey is from land to lab. Next, please. So it will be my pleasure to announce here that now we at Pantnagar, we have a project with support of Indian Knowledge System, Division of Indian Knowledge System of Ministry of Education, and we have developed the center on the name of Dr. Y.L. Nene, the Y.L. Nene Center for Vrikshayurveda Research and Training at GBPUAT Pantanagar. And we are getting support from our state government also. So I am running two projects with the help of Ministry of Education, uh, Government of India, and another is for strengthening another project from the help of with the help of Government of Uttarakhand. Next, please. This is, you can see the center was inaugurated on the 15th of Jan 2024. So 1 year is near about, we are completing 1 year, and now we have done uh, various kinds of experiments are being done, and the good database we will create. Next, please. This is the lecture complex, not lecture complex, training complex. So it is being developed slowly now. The YL Nane Center for Vrikshayurveda Research and Training. Today itself, at around 12 to 2 p.m., I was very busy with the all this PCS officers of our Uttarakhand state. So I was delivering lecture on Vrikshayurveda, how important it is, and being an administrator, the trainees was means they were young administrator, young selected PCS officers. They have to do lot of things in future. So I was trying to make them understand that you must look into this aspect when you are in on the chair. Next, please. So this is all about from my side, and it will be my pleasure if there are some questions. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. That was a wonderful lecture and gave us so much insight and fresh knowledge. And first of all, thank you so much for the wonderful work that you're doing. I think it's really, really commendable. And especially the fact that it is multidisciplinary. So you're working with so many other disciplines also and integrating the whole thing and moving towards the future. And the stress that you gave about R&D and technology and the need to incorporate old ideas into the modern world so that they're applicable today, I think that is really, really wonderful work. I do have a few questions, and there are also a few questions from YouTube. So if I can ask you, I think, are you muted, ma'am? Okay. Ma'am, you said that this Vrikshayurveda was written from 296 BC to 1725 AD. Through this period, did they find any of their old ideas to be obsolete and corrected them, etc.? Like in other scientific fields, certain theories are put out and then they are overwritten or, they are modified subsequently. Was there anything like that here too? Like where certain ideas were rewritten in the subsequent documents or something like that?
No, I didn't get your question.
See, from 296 BC to 1725 AD, we are having documents related to Vrikshayurveda, no?
Yeah.
So, like in any other scientific theory, if you see, certain ideas get overwritten or become obsolete as they discover more, no? So, are there also portions in these documents that have been superseded or that have been rendered obsolete subsequently, or is most of the document relevant even today?
I have shown you the number of documents which have been translated in English and Hindi and in Marathi also. So I was stressing upon that we need to validate, then only we will come to know. And it is my pleasure to announce that whatever we are doing, validating, becomes true, in fact. And Dr. Nane, he has written, and I will tell you that ICAR, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, they have a networking project on ITKs, Indian traditional knowledge. So in that, when it was compiled and analyzed that how much percentage today works, and it was concluded that 95% this work validated, true. It was
Oh,
found
because
true.
that
Yeah,
is the next
yeah,
question I was going to ask. Like,
yeah,
if you take human beings, the
yeah,
kind of diseases that you have today were probably not there those times due to
yeah,
environmental conditions. Thus, the same may be true of plants. No, they may be
yeah,
getting diseases today which were not there at that time.
yeah, yeah.
So, but those with R&D and modification, you're able to validate those procedures even for today. Is it?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
And I would like to highlight that why it happens.
Mm,
Why it happens.
mm,
Suppose there is an insect control
mm,
problem of
mm,
insect. What happened when we do control by a chemical molecule,
mm,
any molecule, what
mm,
happened? There is a law of nature that if you spray any insecticide or any pesticide,
mm,
some percentage, 1 or 2%, they escape. They
mm,
escaped. They did not.
mm,
So what happened? That suppose 95% killed and then 5% escaped. So they have now resistance for that.
mm, mm,
And then next year or next to next year, when you apply the same molecule, then the generation of those who survived, it won't work.
mm,
But in
mm,
case of Vrikshayurveda, suppose you apply neem
mm,
based pesticide.
mm,
What happened? Neem-based pesticide, when we apply on the plant foliage, when
mm,
insect comes,
mm,
what happened that it insect doesn't like the taste or the physiology of insect get disturbed to lay the eggs or positioning of egg is disturbed, then it go away from the insect go away from the field. It
mm,
is not killed. It is not being killed. It is
mm,
it goes somewhere else.
mm,
So there is no question of resistance. So Neem
mm.
was working 1,000 years ago, and Neem is working now also.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
So
I
there
understand.
is no question of creating or developing the resistance. But
Okay.
in case of chemicals, we are creating the insects or pests, even the weeds, they
Mm.
have developed the resistance. And every
Okay.
time we try for new molecule, higher dose, but how long we will go?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the other question, ma'am. When you talk about this Kunapajala, is that a pesticide or is it a fertilizer or is it a replacement for everything? Because you
Yeah.
said no chemicals also. You said
Yeah.
sometimes Kunapajala is sprayed. So
Yeah.
a natural doubt which I had and
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
of our audience have, is
Yeah.
it a pesticide and insecticide or is it a manure which also enriches the soil or is it
Yeah.
a combination of all? Like, can
So
you?
your question is really wonderful and it's a very good question. Um, Kunapajala, when we make it, so we ferment. We ferment
Mm, mm,
various kinds of things. There is a recipe. Number of things are there. 12
mm,
to 14 things
mm,
components are there. We ferment it,
mm,
and it is a good. It is good for nutrition, for the soil nutrition. Basically, it is for soil nutrition. But we put, because the innovations was, I mean, continuously innovations are being done. We are putting a number of kinds of beads in that, which have secondary metabolites, which have antifungal properties, which have, so looking to the list of the plants given in the Vrikshayurveda, we are increasing the value in terms of the, it's a good plant protection, I mean, means. So we are creating it like that, that it is a good nourisher also, and it is also used for plant protection. But wherever it doesn't work, then we have separate recipes in Vrikshayurveda like Nimastra, Brahmastra, and other that we can also use. Yeah.
But wherever
So
you showed this to phenomenal output, etc., they used only Kunapajala, no chemical
yeah,
fertilizer.
yeah,
So it is not
yeah.
used in combination with
No, no, no,
like.
no.
Mm,
In
mm,
some cases, we use Nimastra and Brahma, other, I mean,
mm,
concoctions also.
mm,
But in particularly in case of rice, I
mm.
use herbal Kunapajala.
No,
From
but you
seed
don't use it
treatment,
in combination with NPK or those kind of things at
no,
all,
no,
no?
no, no, not at all, not at all.
Okay,
From
okay.
3 years onward,
Mm,
it has been, I think, 3 to 4 years.
mm,
I am using only herbal Kunapajala.
mm.
There are number of types of herbal Kunapajala. I am
Ah,
trying.
ah.
Then for seed treatment, for soil treatment, for foliar spray, for drenching with irrigation also I am giving. So it is giving nourishment. It is giving plant protection also. Yeah.
Ma'am, Srinivas Reddy has asked on YouTube. First of all, he says it's a wonderful talk and you're doing fantastic and important work. Thank you. And then what he wants to know is, does herbal Kunapajala mean that there is no animal product in it? Because you said originally in the Vrikshayurveda, they said animal. Or do you also have a variation of it which uses animal products like? Or is it totally vegan?
Yeah, good question. I appreciate this question. Herbal Kunapajala, as far as the animal products are there, we are using the cow dung, it is animal produce. We are using the curd, it is animal produce. We are using milk,
Milk,
it is animal produce.
honey,
We are using cow urine, it is
honey.
animal produce. But we are not using the bones, the skin, the blood, the marrow. We are not using. In the original Kunapajala, all these things were used.
So those are being replaced. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Priya Subramaniam says, great subject and wonderful presentation. These English translations of the text that you mentioned in the talk, are they available on the net?
Yeah, English trans. See, we are also in Asian Agri History Foundation. It's a voluntary foundation, and we survive on the sale of those books. But these books are so cheap because the objective of Dr. Nane was not earning the money. The objective was it should go to the doors of the farmers because he will start doing the things. Scientists will start researching later on. But because the techniques are so simple, if the farmers are being taught or being aware, so he or she can do herself in the farm. At once they can start doing
Yeah,
the
in fact,
things.
I was just going to say you talked about land to lab, but we
Yeah.
were more interested in knowing how did you go from lab to land? Like initially you did in the Pantnagar fields, you tried these products, no? Then how were they taken to the farmers? Like through the Gram Panchayat or to the government machinery? How is that done
No,
normally? Like
in
how is
our
the
university,
marketing of your products and techniques done? Like
yeah, in
mm,
our university we have Krishi Vigyan Kendra to
mm.
disseminate the technologies. So
Oh,
we touch the farmers through Krishi Vigyan Kendra,
oh,
and also there are number of techniques in projects. Suppose I am having a project. In that project, I have exclusive objective of dissemination. So I contact my state government, different departments, and through them I reach to the farmers.
so this model is similar to what is followed in Kerala, or is it different?
Almost similar.
Same level, no?
Similar.
And last but not the least, I had one or two more questions. See, in when you talk of agriculture or planting, there is a wide variation, no, between hilly areas, coastal areas, deserts, plains. So you people are essentially testing or researching in the plain areas of Pantnagar. So how do you account for other kind of land types like hilly areas or coastal areas or arid areas? Like, do you plan to have some extensions or branch labs in those areas where you will be
Yeah, yeah,
eventually
yeah.
applying?
Your question is really wonderful.
Mm,
In there, if you see the sages and saints, I
mm,
compiled that. The
mm,
same, the Kunapajala, it was developed by the sage
mm,
living, residing in north, in
mm,
south, in east,
mm,
in west, different sages,
mm.
different time. But sorry, but the Kunapajala worked at every place.
Oh,
This is the beauty and the flexibility. And similarly, in Uttarakhand, we are at plain in our
mm,
university,
mm.
but we are interacting and we are training the farmers who are in the hills. Because
Okay.
Uttarakhand, yeah, we have different topography. Na? So we
Mm,
disseminating to the hill farmers and they are getting results. For example, I showed the case of kiwi. I
mm.
showed the case of,
Ah, tea, tea.
yeah, yeah. So
Mm.
they are getting results. Yes.
So that's wonderful, ma'am. And I had one last question. See, we are developing new crops, new varieties, exotic plants, etc. No, so your R&D will also be taking that into account, like new
This is
varieties of
something
rice, new
really,
flowers.
wonderful question. I appreciate like anything because
Mm,
in case of herbal kunapajala, it
mm,
is, you see, it is a fermented liquid biofertilizer come biostimulant. So what happens when we apply this in organic farming, we apply sometimes vermicompost or this FYM, this solid one.
mm,
They takes time. They takes time and they have a very less amount of nutrient also.
mm,
But this particularly this herbal kunapajala, the
mm.
principle is of anaerobic fermentation. So and it is a liquid form. It directly goes to the soil solution and directly the roots can uptake directly. So it is a matter how frequently we apply. Means every 15 days, every 10 to 15 days, we have to apply either through spray or by soil drenching, oil, or by any means. So plants take it very fast. It is just like Maggie to the plant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
2 minutes
we can,
rule.
yeah. So we are trying the hybrid varieties also. We are trying the good, the varieties who requires lot of nutrients. They are also giving results. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's wonderful, wonderful, ma'am. We've learned so much and we are really enriched by today's talk. Shyam, can you come on screen? Shyam? Shyam? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Thank you very much once again, ma'am, for your excellent talk.
Yeah.
We are closing this event now, and we will
Yeah,
look forward
yeah.
to
Once
our
again,
audience.
thank you so much, ma'am. And we hope we can associate in some other form. And we'll also be very happy to come and visit your lab sometime to see it practically
Definitely. You are
the kind
most
of
welcome. Most
work.
welcome.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you to all our viewers. We hope to see you again in our February 2025 edition of our monthly talk. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shyam.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.